That's what we're talking about today. Waking up. Spring is here. If you think about it, the four seasons, you can break them down into the idea of a day. So spring would definitely be the morning. Summer would be the day, lunchtime, afternoon, late morning, that kind of thing. Autumn would definitely be the evening, bedtime, and then winter, snoozing time. So we're talking about the beginning of the day. We're talking about waking up. I was up early today. I'm up early every day. Comes with the nature of being a gardener, I think. Plus, I love sunrise. I love sunset. I love all of that kind of stuff. I enjoy waking up early. But we were shooting with CTV this morning, and I was up nice and early, and I was here. A great way to start the day, watching the sun come up in the greenhouse. We were down in annuals and perennials, having fun with that. And I had my coffee. I got a fresh coffee right now. And what we want to talk about is how can we help a garden wake up? Because one thing I never want to do, I always love seeing people get enthusiastic, and the amount of enthusiasm we've gotten from you guys for GA Kids TV is incredible. I love answering the questions. I love meeting you guys in person. There's a few times I've been out on my own and I've ran into people and they've recognized me from GA Kids TV and whatnot. And that's fantastic. I've told you guys many times, I love gardening. I love getting my hands dirty. I love planting. I love learning new things. I still don't know it all. Far from it. I love meeting new people, and I love all of that. So when I see other people getting into gardening, house plants even, container gardens, growing seeds, however it may look, I hate telling people to dial it back. But sometimes we have to, because with our enthusiasm, we can do more damage than good. It's like, I'm an early riser. I know that. Not everybody is. And I don't want to be that guy who walks up to people who are just waking up and I'm like, I've already had 3 coffees into me and I'm ready to rock and roll. And they're like, dude, it's 6 in the morning. Like, tone it down a bit. So it's not, it's 10 o'clock now, so I can be enthusiastic. But that's how it is with your garden. You see all of these things happening. I love my coffee. We see all of these things happening, and we see the robins returning and running across the yard. We see bulbs coming up. We see the early perennials poking out, the trees opening their buds. Our seedlings that we started are sprouting up, and they're ready to grow. And we want to be out there, and we want to be doing things. We don't want to be inside anymore. We want to feel the sun on our face, wear SPF, remember, I'll always say that. Even at this time of year, it never hurts. It's a good habit to get into. SPF all the way, wear a hat, a jaunty hat, if you will. That sun is amazing, but you gotta have a bit of protection against it. Sunglasses, always good. But we want to be outside, as gardeners, it's that feeling to be out in there and get your hands in the soil, get that smell, and look, every day it seems like something new is happening. It's like that here. Every day I turn around, I'm like, oh my God, we have new plants coming in. Where did this come from? What's going, we're shooting with CTV. This weekend, we've got our first webinars. Maiko and I are finishing up the website. We're launching the new website this weekend. So many things going on, and so many things going on outside. So how can you help your garden wake up? And there's some very easy things. And, what it boils down to is right now, If you don't want to, you don't have to do a lot. Let the garden do what it's doing. But if you want to give it a little jump start, I'll wake up without coffee. Guaranteed I will. I've done it before. I wake up better. I'm a bit more engaging with coffee than I am without it. Kind of the same thing with the garden. And we spoke about this yesterday. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, first thing, how to wake up. And the most important thing, and I've already touched on it, water. Okay? And two things that help me wake up and get me ready for my day every morning. My coffee, couldn't make that without water, and my shower. Nobody wants that, me being in here without a shower. Woo, no thank you, man. So having the water is key to me waking up. It's the exact same thing with plants. Now, a plant coffee might be a fertilizer, okay? We got a couple here. At this time of year, regardless of what's going on, you're okay with a general purpose, even a root booster, something just to get them waking up. If you have a specific fertilizer, if you go outside and your trees and your perennials are waking up, and you have a tree fertilizer, you've got a lawn fertilizer, your lawn's waking up, by all means, use a specific one. If you don't and you only have a general, that's fine. These here, this is a water soluble one. So we know, well, if we remember, what the fertilizer is going to do is it's going to add the NPK. So again, all of our fertilizers, and we will talk more about fertilizers as they come up, those three numbers, 733, 5, 15, 5. You can see it right there. Make sure it's on camera. And those are the NPK. And those are the nutrients that all plants need in various stages throughout their healthy growing cycle. You know what? I can enjoy a coffee at night. Doesn't really have that much of an effect on me. I just enjoy the taste. I like to relax with it, maybe give me a bit of pep for an evening walk. But I like my coffee in the morning. And again, if we break down the seasons to times of day, you know, having a coffee at night is like fertilizing in the fall. There are certain things you can, like a lawn fertilizer, fertilizers to help things go to sleep, but you don't really want to be fertilizing. You don't want to have 2 or 3 coffees right before bed. You might want to have them first thing in the morning. So it's the same idea. What you want to do is you want to get this into your plants. And what that's going to do essentially is it's going to give them some nutrients. It's like having a breakfast, having a coffee, and it's going to accelerate that growth process. Okay, and we know without the water, 2 things every plant needs, even before we get the fertilizer, are water and sunlight. So the water as well, getting that into the roots is going to inspire growth, because right now in Calgary, it is dry. It is really dry out there. I was out in my garden very briefly last night. I wasn't doing any work. I'll be honest, I still think it's a little early. I'm going out this weekend. I'm going to do a cleanup. I'm going to get everything out of the beds, a little bit of weeding. I'll probably put down some fertilizer, maybe just some bone and blood meal, get things moving a little. But tomorrow we're going to talk about what jobs you can do. But right now, the things you want to do are water with a water-soluble fertilizer and fertilizer. I'm just going to write fert because, quite frankly, I started writing it too big and realized how long the word was. So water and fert are the 2 main things you can do right now. And the most important is the water. And again, if you can do a water-soluble fertilizer, 2 birds with 1 stone. Mix this. All the instructions always are on the back. Never over-fertilize. We talked about that last year. If anything, you want to dial your fertilizer back. You don't. Less is more when it comes to fertilizer. You do want to fertilize. I see people who go, oh, well, if 1 liter is good, 2 liters may be great. Not at all. Again, let's make the coffee analogy. Okay, 1 or 2 coffees might be good. I wake up and drink 5 or 6 coffees. I'm going to be jittery. I'm going to be anxious. I'm going to crash hard later when that wears off. It's not going to do my guts anything. It's just not going to be good. So it's the same thing. Yeah, you might think it's good. You'll see vigorous growth on your plants immediately. But the long run isn't going to be good. So dial it back. And then the other thing you can do is just clean out around the plants. At this time of year, the weeds are they're waking up early. We know that. Weeds are opportunistic. The moment there's sunlight and moisture, bam, they're waking up. So what you can do, you guys remember from last year, one of my favorite things, sea soil compost, and the coconut coir. You can add these to your flower beds. And the great thing is, as you're adding them, very gently work them into the soil around your plants and weed at the same time. So use a cultivator, use a garden hoe, and work these in. Grab my marker. Oh, I ran out of room. Okay, we'll just write it up here. Soil. I could have turned the page, but it seemed like a big waste of paper just to write soil. Yeah, we didn't work on art and writing over the winter, as you guys know. No. I guess I didn't need to say that. That's very evident. Thanks for the support, Brandy. So working these in is great. And remember, you don't want to go deep. I see people every year working this stuff into their flower beds, and they're killing themselves doing this. Top 2 inches. Let the rain and you watering and nature take it deeper as it goes. Again, you don't have to use this. There's other composts. There's peat moss. There's loose coir. There's all kinds of amendments. But working your amendments into your soil, adding some fertilizer, starting your fertilizer regime now, and watering are the 3 best things you can do to wake up your garden. Also, flamingos. This has nothing to do with waking up your garden, but I saw these, and why not? I mean, flamingos, right? So that kind of goes without saying. So if you follow those steps, you'll do fine. But remember, it's still early. And like I said at the beginning, I see people go out there and they get really vigorous in that they've got sprinklers going already and they're flooding everything, and they're doubling up fertilizer. They're working this 6 inches in and turning all of their beds. It's still early. If you remember in the fall, we discussed beneficial bugs. A lot of times, the leaves that are in your flower beds are where those beneficial bugs are living. Your ladybirds, spiders, centipedes. You start cleaning that up, you're pulling those out of your garden. The aphids are going to be there. You want those critters in there. So you want to wait till it's consistently 12 above before you start getting rid of all that, and let those bugs find their new homes. Let them get out there hunting. So there is a bunch of stuff you can be doing. Tomorrow we'll talk about raking. We'll talk more about turning your beds, weeding, pruning, and what you can be doing job-wise to wake your garden up. But this is what you're going to be adding. So again, good morning to you all. We're loving the feedback we're already getting. As I said, I mentioned my hat. Brandy posted it in stories. We got some feedback. On Friday, we'll be letting you guys know, did you guys vote for flowers or veggies of spring? And then we're going to give whichever one won, that's the one we're going to give away. And keep the feedback coming. Again, without you, I look pretty stupid up here doing it. I will do it, but I look pretty stupid. And we've got Brandy and Maiko dancing behind the camera. I just want you guys to know that. You guys never get to see any of that fun stuff. I'll dance too. They're better dancers than me. And that's it for today. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Don't forget, we have a seminar coming up. Hopefully we see some of you then. We'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.